Oh my gosh, do you know what I forgot?
Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be making a Slimline Christmas card. And I'm Melody. Welcome to my channel, Making Melody Crafts. Before we begin, hit that subscribe button and let's get started.
Candy. Be right back. All right, I had my candy, had a Mounds bar, just one of the mini ones. We're going to be dusting these cards. You know, I'm kind of going for this effect, and I want it to look like, you know, snowdrifts and whatnot on here. This is a number 10 size slimline card, which would fit nicely in a number 10 envelope. And this one is 4 inches by 9¼ You know, I'm going to put all the measurements in the description below. Anyways, let's get down to it. So, gotta have my blinky flashy necklace because, you know, that makes this a Christmas video, right? Nice holiday video. And I've got my chip brushes. You know how much I love these. And I forgot my scrap paper. Grabbing that, I'll meet you right back here. Alright, now I've got my fancy scrap paper, but you know what? I'm going to show you what I usually use when I'm not filming. I typically just use one of these old, you know, paper maps. Yeah, the slimline cards. Really fun, right? And they're pretty popular right now. So this is one of the number 10 envelopes that I have. I've had these for quite a while and they're just so cute, right? When you're doing anything like this with the, you know, you want like a snow effect, it's really nice to have just a lighter color to start with. I like to start off light because I can always add a little bit more. So you probably can't see that too much, but let's put the white up against it. So now we're getting some nice blue there. And then I like to put on the back, you know, a little swatch of what the color is. But definitely personal stamp exchange, and this one is from, oh, probably the 90s. All right, so let's try to get our first snowdrift in here. And you're kind of just, you know, masking off part of the area to get some darker color there to have it look like a snowdrift. Fun to create though, always fun to be in the craft room. Here's one of the masks that I did. Okay, ooh, we're getting someplace. I think I'm liking it. So I want to offset these just a little bit. If you do get snow where you live, you know how the drifts look. They're not always, you know, right in a row, one drift and then another drift exactly. Sometimes, but not always. And then we're either doing trees or we're gonna do like, you know, wise men on camels. And yeah, I know there probably wasn't snow when the wise men went across, but I kind of just like how it looks. And it's called a little creative license, right? With artsy stuff. I'm liking it. Looks great. So we've got our drifts. Now we've got a couple of options. So I can absolutely, you know, stamp the wise men stamp that I have. And I'll put who makes this in the description box below. And I have some other stamps as well. But I have a wonderful die cut that does some trees. You know, honestly, it really just depends what kind of paper you use for these trees, because oh, there's some other random thing. You know how that is. All right, so we've got all our different trees. I have some here made out of leather from, you know, leather covered books, but you know, I don't want those. So off those go to the side. So because these trees are really high and this card is only 4 inches, and I really can't do it any more than that because I do need these to fit in your typical number 10 business size envelope. You know, I love blue and silver. I've been trying to switch. We have a lot of red and green, right? Like everybody does for Christmas, but I've been trying to switch all my decorations over to like, you know, blue and silver because I just love how that looks. There's something about, I like how my mom said it. She said, the blue just makes the silver pop. All right, so now we've got a lot of silver here. We've got some blue. We're gonna need to see what fits, and we're gonna need to do some cutting because some of these trees, little too tall. So just like you cut that Christmas tree to fit in your room for your ceiling, right? We're gonna cut these trees to fit on our card. Yes, oh my gosh, is that so cute there? Wow, this looks so different. It looks more like a teal in person, but it looks like a royal blue in my viewfinder, so I wonder what that looks like to you right now. I guess I'll find out when I start editing this. Editing, not my favorite thing. I love filming and creating, not really the editing part. Oh, 3 trees, that's beautiful, isn't it? There's a wonderful book that I read one time called The Tale of 3 Trees, or The Tale of the 3 Trees, something like that. I think it's a children's book. It is super, super beautiful story. So what are we thinking of that? Now the issue is, if I do that there, where am I putting my sentiment? I think the sentiment I'm gonna use is either Have a Holly Jolly Christmas, or, you know, Merry Christmas. Maybe I push these guys over here and I get a sentiment here. I think I'm gonna stick with that. I just need to commit. I just need to do this. I have some beautiful gray ink. It's just one of those little teardrop ones. It's like this. It's from Memento. I'm gonna grab that because we can use that. And you know what's coming up? Dauber dump. Alright, now to find the one I want, that's how I do it. I just kind of dump them out. So I found it here, and that one is actually, I think it's called Smoky Slate. Oh, here's another one. I think that's pretty similar. Here's a little Memento Raindrop, and this one is the Gray Flannel, and this one is Smoky Slate. I don't know, they're both grayish, you know, silvery. It all works out. So here's the Smoky Slate. So let's do this one first. So we've got our Gray Flannel. This is just a neat little like December stamp. I'm just going to kind of stamp that off. Same color, you know, you don't have to clean a stamp every single time if it's the same color, or even if it's a darker color. And then here's the Smoky Slate. So this one kind of has a bluish tint to me, and this one is a little bit grayer, a little bit darker, if you will. I think I'm going to start with the Gray Flannel, and let's grab these. Yeah, you know what? Let's just grab the ink pad and go right to town. So when you do that with the ink pad and you go direct onto whatever you're using, it's not going to be a subtle look. So if you're going for a subtle look with something, you know, I wouldn't do this. So can you see the difference there? Oh yeah, very nice. Well, let's mix it up and go into this other one. We're going to go into the Gray Flannel. All right, so I think that's looking nice. Now we're just mixing up colors. This is just a wild time here at Making Melody Crafts. We're mixing inks, I don't know. The holidays are coming, you know how it is. Okay, so what do we think? Yeah? So I think we're gonna do like that. Let's get our glue. My favorite glue is the Scotch Create glue, but you know what? Whenever I'm using this paper is like a construction paper. See all of the different little ridges and texture it has on it, which makes it wonderful for crafting, but it is super fragile. But I don't think that using this is going to be too good, because usually I try it, I don't know, I'm heavy-handed, you know, and then what winds up happening is, you know, it rips. So let's grab the old map book for a glue area. So this is a glue pen. This is a Zig two-way glue pen. It's actually slightly different than the Zig ones I've had in the past. Now I don't want this to show through on the front, so I'm really kind of taking a risk here, and I know I see it is sinking in pretty quickly. So we'll see what happens with that. Anything come out on the front? It did. Let's see what happens when it dries, because I'm a little curious about that. All right, let's, you know, just try to throw caution to the wind and use this. It's like a delicate operation. You've got to be so careful with different papers and glues. Okay, you know what it's time for? It's time for tweezers. All right, so I've got that. And now, if any of those areas don't dry, oh, do I have a solution for you for what we're gonna do. Okay, so that's about where that's going to be. I kind of need to know when I put down this one. Okay, I'm liking that there. All right, do you think that needs more edging there? I think so. You know, when in doubt, just add more ink. I'm going to try to cut this straight. That's never been my strong suit. Here's something that I'm learning about it, though. I tip it extreme to one way and extreme to the other, and then, you know, try to find the center when I do that. This die set, it has like this little hole here, so check that out. So see that? Pretty neat, right? So if you do want to shorten it, you can kind of just slide it in there like you're putting the tree into a little pot. All right. Oh, we're on to something now. The nice thing about that Scotch Create glue is you have a minute too. Oh, I wouldn't say a whole minute, maybe 30 seconds. You can, you know, kind of reposition things. I have a whole video about glues and, you know, what to do with them and what they're good for and all that. So I'll link that video here. It's a really fun video, by the way. Okay, so now we've got a little bit of glue. It's going a little, glue's gone wild here. Oh my gosh, it looks absolutely adorable. I'm pretty excited about this Christmas too, because it is our granddaughter's first Christmas. I mean, right? Doesn't get any better. Oh my gosh, that's it. I mean, look at that. It's great. Let's just go ahead and glue that down. Let's fold over our page. That was the city of Chicago there. Anybody from Chicago, shout out to you. I've been there a couple times. Beautiful city. Oh my gosh, look, it's tucking under the blue. That's what I wanted. Oh, sorry for the singing. I get excited. Now, you know what I think that needs right now? It needs the brayer. So I like to use my brayer It's a wonderful speedball brayer. I've had that for probably 20 years, but check that out. So super, super cool. Now, you know, I'm so tempted to take this piece and then kind of cut it and try to leave just a little bit of the trunk showing. Do you think I can accomplish it? Would it look weird with a tree like that? I mean, I don't think so, right? But all the others have a trunk showing. Oh, I don't know. Let's just throw caution to the wind and see what happens. So we're gonna leave a little bit of the trunk showing. I'm gonna trim off just a little bit. I feel like I'm doing some, you know, paper surgery here. I am no doctor, I assure you. All right, so I kind of trimmed that just a little bit better. I mean, can't we just make the trunk be like a little bit shorter? How weird would that look? All right, now everything's glued on there, and now the little glue spots, it's been a few minutes. These still haven't dried yet, so I've got a solution for that. I went ahead and punched out some of this silver paper, and then we can just push them right over the glue spots, and then I'm gonna add a couple more on there so that there's some ornaments on our tree. All right, all our little ornaments are glued onto that tree. I think I'm gonna leave the silver ones, the gray ones, as they are. And now I wanna get a sentiment over here. So I have a couple choices. This one says, "Have a holly jolly Christmas," which is really cute, but it's kind of small for the space, you know? And this one is from Rico Designs, and I ordered this off of Etsy. I purchased this from someone in Germany that has an Etsy shop. So some of these are in German, and then there's also, you know, Merry Christmas in English and Happy New Year in both languages. If you have any acrylic stamps and you don't have some of these acrylic blocks, you can actually just make your own, but you can also use some sturdy packaging. Any kind of like a clamshell packaging can work, and then, you know, just push on it, obviously. With an acrylic stamp, you don't have to push as hard as you do with rubber stamps. This is Island Indigo, and it is an older Stampin' Up! Color, but still super juicy. And you can always re-ink any of these ink pads. It doesn't even have to be that exact same color. Oh yeah, very nice. Let's get in a little bit closer so that you can see better. And dinner discussion tonight. I think I'll be making some grilled cheese. I usually talk about what I'm making for dinner for my family. I have a whole bunch of deviled eggs to make for tomorrow. My husband's office is doing a little like Thanksgiving party, so I'll be cooking those tonight. Let's go for one in the middle. So we've got the middle Merry Christmas. Now I've re-inked that. Let's do one above it. If you're gonna do anything like that, you know, 3 or 5, or you have anything in the middle, it's good to do your middle one first and then work the others around it. Just easier to see where you are. Oh, nice. Sweet. Okay, so I'm gonna hole punch a bunch here and we can see what we can do with this. Here's what we've got so far. I absolutely love this. It's looking great, but I just want to kind of tie everything in. I feel like we have this over here and this here, but I don't feel like it looks cohesive. So in order to accomplish that, I'm going to grab that glue stick again, and then I'm going to use a bunch of these little silver things that I've hole punched out. We're going to get just a tiny bit of glue, because that's all you need with this glue, and just kind of start placing them around in a random fashion. All right, here's our card all finished. It looks absolutely fabulous. So all of those little hole punch dots on there look like stars in the sky. And I just love how the trees came out. I've enjoyed making this card so much. I hope you have a wonderful holiday season. And if you've had some fun or learned something, please subscribe. It's free. And I'll catch you later.